Tennessee Whiskey. We've all heard that opening lick by now. Chris Stapleton, I think he had a stratospheric rise right after he covered that song. It was originally a hit by George Jones, I believe, way back when. Not as big of a hit. And then, you know, this is an example of a song that was reimagined. If you listen to the earlier version by George Jones, it's totally different. The chords are different, sounds different. But I thought this would be a great one to show you. I'm going to show you the Jimmy Dillon way, the way I do it. And I kind of mix in a little of the licks that he does, and I try to mix in with the chords, and you'll see what I mean. To better learn this song, get the free guitar blueprint with all the chords, tabs, lyrics, and more at jimmydillon.com/blueprint. It's totally free, and it'll help you learn this song a whole lot easier. Plus, there's a few surprise gifts for you inside of the blueprint. So the intro, you can do it lots of different ways, but basically it sounds like... So if you're playing solo, what I like to do is, there's only 2 chords in the whole song, I should probably tell you that. And you can do them several ways. You can do just a straight A chord like this. Okay, we all know that one, right? Any way you want to do it. And then B minor. So those are the only 2 chords in the song, but the way I'm going to explain it, the way I like to do it is I like to mix the rhythm of the verse, which is kind of just a steady rhythm. B minor. So by now we all know an A chord. You can do it like that. I tend to do it this way just for ease of operation. And the reason I do that is because I can also do hammer-ons. Okay, so that's just me preferably. And I can also include that's pretty cool. So that's how I do the intro. And so what I'm really doing is I'm connecting both the licks. If you don't have 2 guitarists or a whole band behind you, and you can't do the, because you got to keep a rhythm going, right? So what I do is I kind of do a hybrid version. I go, or, I jump right to that B minor. So I don't know, I think that's an interesting way to capture the drama of that intro lick and still keeping a rhythm going. And so once again, the rhythm in the verse is kind of a steady kind of thing like this. It stays, it's like, it stays here for 4 bars. Back to the A. So it's in 6/8, right? So it's... Nice steady rhythm. That's the verse. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Here's the chorus, right? You're as sweet strawberry wine. You're as strong as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Okay, so I'm going to take that apart now and show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Because really, those two chords are the whole song, but if you do it right, you can make it interesting with just those two chords. I'm also going to start out showing you an alternative to that A. And for the rhythm, you know, in the verse, you're fine here. It's cool. So you do 2 bars in the A, it's in 6/8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, then to the B minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't need to count it, but that's the feel. Okay? So it's that nice, easy rhythm. I would stay down low for the rhythm in the verse. The way Chris does it is he's got an acoustic guitar doing that little strum thing. But since we're talking about playing it, I am anyway, in a solo setting, I tried to figure out, and I do this with all these songs, I try to figure out how can I capture the essence of the song and maybe pick up a couple of licks but not lose the groove. So that's why I mentioned if you could just do this. Now I just do that on the intro. I don't worry about all that fancy stuff. And if you don't have to either, because you can just do yeah. Just do the rhythm. Kind of get that nice flow, right? And it's got the stabs. Spend my life in a barroom. It's got that nice easy groove. Liquor was the only love I know. Okay, so that's the verse feel. And then I wanted to show you that before we get any further, when we finally go to the chorus, you're as smooth. Now this is a way to have that easy rhythm going, but also do this, what I call the stabs, the chanks. And that's what differentiates, honestly, the chorus from the rhythm in the verse. Because the rhythm in the verse doesn't do the little markers. It doesn't do that during the verse. And you don't want to. You want to save that for the chorus. So I'm now going to show you a second way to do that A chord instead of just doing this. If you're comfortable with that, why not, if you can do it, reach that pinky out to the 5th fret and catch your B string and your E string on the 5th fret with your pinky. Now that might be a stretch for you, and if it is, don't worry about it, because there's another way I can show you to do it as well. But if you can, when you come to the chorus, you're as smooth Tennessee whiskey, you're as sweet strawberry wine, you're as strong a glass of brandy. See, I'm doing both. I stay stoned on your love all the time. So you see how I tried to take, and I've done this on several songs that I've shown you guys, I've tried to take a little bit of the lead, which is the obviously electric, I think he plays a telly on it, with the tremolo, and then get some of that really nice easygoing rhythm in the verses. Okay, now what I'd like to do is show you one other position that you can do this in if you're comfortable. And I do this often. If I'm playing a gig and I just want to, play all the parts, I can keep my rhythm down low for the verses. Like that. Now you'll notice I'm not really doing the accents yet. Okay? And then when I get time for the you're as smooth, you can move to that position. Tennessee whiskey, B minor. You're as sweet strawberry wine. Okay? Now I'm doing a couple little moves on that. But what I want to show you here is, if you have trouble with this bar chord, this A, if you can play this A, that's fine. because you're doing the chops here. To B minor. You know B minor by now, okay? And that works fine. So if we're using the lower A and B minor for the verses, I think it kind of makes sense to move up, if you can, to the high A position, because it gets those high notes. Okay? Now another way to do that, I don't want to throw too much at you, but another way is I'll do what's called a partial in this A, and you probably know that from doing Fs that way. If you have trouble doing the full bar, sometimes you'll just do on the ouch chord, right? So if we do that version and move it up to an A, you're only hitting, okay, just those 4 notes. And this I call a partial A. And what this allows you to do is hit that open A. So what that means is, if you're comfortable with this, you can do this. Tennessee whiskey, smooth. You're as sweet strawberry wine. Okay, these are all little licks that I'm going to show you. So back to the chorus, because you got the verse, you got the chorus. Yeah, there's a solo, but it's still only 2 chords. And amazing how Chris, through his singing and his passion and his soul, he took a country song and he made it really a little more R&B for sure. And really, it's so greasy the way he sings it and plays it, and it launched his career. So back to the transition between the verse. Laugh in a barroom. Nice and easy going, right? If you want to do that look, you can. Still in the verse. So I'm doing a couple of little licks in there. But try to stay away from the chank, which I'm not doing, but I should. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet strawberry wine. I'm gonna go up high now. You're as strong as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. So that's sort of an inside view of what I do with Tennessee whiskey. And depending on if I'm playing with a second guitar player, I might vary that slightly, but I'm assuming that some of you, some of the time, are going to be playing, just with one guitar. Could be, I'm going to change this up. Check this lick out on the B minor. So if you're doing a B minor or a B minor 7th, which is this, I like a B minor 7th because it has kind of a nice vibe to it. And you can hammer on your 3rd finger. You might know this already. You can do. So I'm just going off of the D string on the 7th and 9th fret. And the other licks I was doing, because I do it different every time, is that's a soul lick, a Memphis lick. And I'm just basically going on my 1st finger on the 5th fret and just sliding up to the 7th. So that works really well in this song. So these are all like little tricks, and I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but hopefully it brings you to the place where you can play the rhythm, play the intro, kind of do the licks that really identify the song, kind of make it unique. So now I'm going to put them all together, and I'm going to move up and down the neck. The last thing I want to show you, you're probably wondering, is when I played that A chord, I slid up to here. And I know Chris does that in the song. So you're basically going from the 9th fret, 2nd finger, on the G string, and third finger catches that high E, and then down to the 7th fret, and then back to the A. So you'll hear that a lot. Okay? So now I'm going to play the verse feel. I'm not going to try to sing it too much because who can touch Chris Stapleton, but you'll know when I'm going from the verse to the chorus, and then I'll throw a couple licks in there for you. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Verse. In the barroom, look at what only love I know. You can, it's optional. Keep that feel going. Look at me from the bottom. It's your love, babe, keeps me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet, strawberry wine. You're as strong as a glass of brandy, yeah, yeah. I stay stoned on your love all the time. Okay, y'all, this is an easy version of Tennessee Whiskey. In case you have trouble with that A chord in the B minor, if you want to do it in the same key, you can capo to the 2nd fret and just do it like this. Do a G and then an A minor. So it would sound like this. You're as smooth, Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet, strawberry wine. You're as strong as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Okay, so that's just a way to do the song without having to do the A and the B minor, which for some people is difficult because they're, they're bar chords. So, and you can still get that. Kind of get it. And in some ways, it's kind of cool because you get that. Sweet, smooth Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. So I just wanted to add that on, and for those of you that have trouble with the other chords I showed earlier in the lesson, you can get a pretty close. It doesn't have that quite that low thing the A has, which is why I showed you that first. But if you're just playing along on acoustic or whatever, that works just fine. G to A minor. Spend my time in the ballroom. Liquor was the only love I know. So have fun with that. That's my version of Tennessee Whiskey, and hopefully I shed some light on how you can play it and make it your own. Because I always say, whenever we're covering a song, and certainly Chris Stapleton did this on this song, if you can make it your own, it's far more interesting. And I know as a listener, if I'm listening to somebody and I hear them reimagine something and do it a little bit, put their own slant on it, I think it's far more compelling. So that was Tennessee Whiskey, and I'm a big Stapleton fan. I love what he did with it. I really salute him for reimagining a classic country song and making it a little more R&B, really great. And obviously, it launched his career. Whether you do it this way or like I showed you with the A, which is a little more ambitious, either way it works well. It's a great song. Thank you, Chris Stapleton, for bringing that to us. See you down the road.